feel of the speed. So, begin.
Wait, the
No?
light didn't come
No.
on.
What's the matter?
The lights just doesn't work. It's
Hey,
actually,
hey, jump it up and down.
it's okay, we're rolling.
Are you recording?
Yeah,
Oh. Who cares about
I
that?
hope.
Yes.
We're rolling, we're
Begin,
fine.
please.
All right. Dudley, I think we have this act on the road finally.
That's a sinister remark, but I think you're right. Yes.
It is always so much fun to see you. I really look forward to it because I know I'm going to have a couple of giggles and that maybe one or the other of us will say something halfway intelligent.
Oh, this time I'm not planning to say anything intelligent.
Okay.
It's up to you.
All right. Dudley, I remember that we talked on Unfaithfully Yours, and then it came out, and the critics were all saying Dudley Moore's funniest since Arthur. And so now, having seen this one, Micki and Maude, I think they're going to say Dudley Moore's funniest since Arthur and Unfaithfully Yours. Funny picture, Dudley.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it really works. It's really a very substantial feeling I get about the film in terms of the comedy and the subject and the characters. I was knocked out when I saw it.
You know, you've like Arthur, you were a drunk, and now you're into bigamy. Is there no end to your talents,
Well,
your vices?
Drunkenness, bigamy, what else is there? There's nothing much more to do, is there, really? Except walk on the beach.
Dudley, has it ever occurred in your life that you have truly been in love with two different women at the same time and couldn't choose between one or the other?
Depends on your definition of in love. I must say I've had. What am I doing talking about my personal life again? No, I think I've been very fond of a lot of people at various times and at the same time and stuff, like most people if they admit it.
See, you just are so totally convincing, the frustration of this man, that I was thinking, maybe he has something personal that he's building on and remembering.
Well, it may be. I'm being reminded that I have done a lot of romantic comedies in these last years. It seems to be a trend. But I can't say that it's something that I'm feel as if I'm trying to work out. It just happened to be a script that I thought was terrific and very well constructed and fun and charming and endearing. And that's why I did it.
All of that and just 1,000 laughs. You play a broadcast journalist. And I don't know if you heard all of us dying laughing when you were doing those questions, but you're right on target there. But also, when you were interviewing Amy Irving, her character, I got to thinking, Dudley must have some one or two questions that he just hates to be asked. What bugs you? What do I ask you that bugs you?
Well, nothing yet. But we could answer that question at the end of this interview. I don't know, there are certain questions that get to me. Some I now learn that I shouldn't answer, and it's okay not to answer. I've taken not to talking about my personal life anymore, which is because it gets me into trouble. I suppose if somebody starts off by saying, I'm trying to formulate this in as tactful way as possible, then I start shriveling inside, thinking, what are they going to ask me? It could be anything, really. Generally something that is mildly aggressive. Can't think of anything particular. And if I could, I don't think I should say it.
Like if somebody said, why did you make that rotten movie?
Yeah, right, you've got it. Why did you get it so quickly?
Somehow I just read
You
that.
knew, yeah.
Not that it was a rotten movie, but it wasn't as successful as some of your movies, and that is Best Defense. Now, looking back on it, do you have any regrets about doing it?
Well, I only regret that I never saw it until it was all signed and sealed and delivered. And I also regret that, my basic criticism is that the human element was left outside, that included myself and my wife in the film, which was a very endearing part of the film and was somehow eliminated. And I felt very sad that happened because it lost dimension because of that.
Do you think that people were a little disappointed, some people, because you and Eddie Murphy never had scenes together? You think that was part of it?
Well, it was never stated to the public or anybody that we were in scenes together. In fact, it was made clear that we didn't have any scenes together, but I guess people just wouldn't believe it. I don't know if it was people, it was just not made clear enough or something. Eddie has tended to appear in conjunction with various people with great success. So it was inevitable they should assume that he was going to be in conjunction with me, but it's like everybody might think that, you know, every film I do is going to be like Arthur. It's not, you know, and if I play a politician in a serious role like I did in 6 Weeks, it's not always palatable to an audience.
Of course, there are so few people, Dudley, who can do comedy, screen comedy, and I'm not being patronizing, but there's so few who can do it really as well and as successfully as you do it. And I guess that, you know, people, they just want more of something they like.
Yeah, I think it's true, and I make the same mistake myself. If I see somebody doing something he likes, then I want to see it again. And that includes off the screen, too. But no, I do agree. On the other hand, it does. I don't want to have to take that as a principle of life, you know, and think, well, I've got to keep on doing this because they like it, whoever they would be, because then you don't become at all creative and tend to repeat yourself.
You're working on a picture now called Santa Claus. Is that due for next Christmas then?
Yes, 85. So there'll be a gap of a year. This is your last chance to see me on the screen for a year.
Is he a funny Santa Claus?
There's some amusing things, and it's a mixture of a great number of elements. There's a lot of visual stuff in it that is very extraordinary, I think, and entertaining, as you can imagine, from the people who made Superman films. And it has some fun moments in it. It's very charming, though. It's a fantasy film, and it's not a comedy, of course.
Have you heard about this Silent Night, Deadly Night, the Santa Claus?
I've heard about it, yeah.
Axe killer.
Yeah, that's. It is rather. I mean, it's hard to know where to draw the line with these sort of things, but that certainly puts you off the idea of Santa Claus if you're a child. It's, on the other hand, I don't suppose they'll be able to see it, will they? If it's that.
It's
horrific.
just that they see it advertised on television and everything.
Yeah.
They're talking about pulling it, but I didn't know if you, since you've been out of the country, if you were aware.
No, I was aware of it the other day, and I'd heard about it.
But your Santa's going to be...
Santa, it's a real authentic fairy tale fantasy thing. It's presenting the real Santa Claus. We've been very fortunate to elicit his services.
Wonderful. Dudley, as always, it is so much fun to talk with you. And congratulations, because I truly believe you have one of the hits of the season with this movie, Micki and Maude.
I hope you're right. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you. You are fun. You are fun.
We're rolling. Speed.
Dudley, in your own life, have you ever found yourself in love with two women at the same time, not being able to choose which one you liked the best? What kinds of questions do interviewers ask you that bug you? Like, what could I ask you that would really upset you? One of your movies that was not as successful as some of the others, Best Defense. Do you think the reason was that people expected to see you and Eddie Murphy doing scenes together? What was it about that movie that disappointed you? You're doing a movie now in England, Santa Claus. What is your Santa Claus going to be like? Have you heard about this movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night? Okay. People said when Unfaithfully Yours came out that it was your funniest since Arthur. I think now that Micki and Maude is out, they're going to say it's the funniest since Arthur and Unfaithfully Yours. Now I'll just give you reactions. Okay.